Hey everyone, this here's Aces Fool coming back at you with the fight series. Craig Guy Sr. All right, we've gone over the basic footwork, the 1, 2, 3, and the 4. Now we're going to talk about the uppercut, which in some respects is probably very underused, whether you're in a ring or you're in a self-defense situation. I'm going to use a heavy bag. It's a little bit difficult to train on the heavy bag because it's vertical, it's straight up and down. But I'm going to show you the angle and things. It's more about changing levels, getting a good dip and coming straight up, using the bag as the body, straight up the sternum to the chin and landing on target. And the nice thing about an uppercut is if someone's just covering and hovering, right, it's a good way to open them up. Start firing those gloves up through there or empty hands up through there, MMA or whatever, and bringing that chin up, elevating that chin up. For those hooks that we just went over, the 3 and 4, bring it up, give yourself a good target. Again, and always starting out in a good defensive position, even on the heavy bag, right, I can come through, but I want to dip. I want to change levels a little bit if I'm going to throw an uppercut. So as I'm coming through, my path of travel is going to be straight on an upward angle, coming in, right, firing straight up the sternum, locating the chin, because wherever the chest plate's at, you come and follow that straight up somewhere the head's going to be. So that's where you want to be, coming straight up on that line and follow that path. So as I'm training with it, all I'm simply doing is now if I had an uppercut bag, something that was more on a horizontal plane, of course it would be easier for me to practice the uppercut. I'd get the right step, changing levels, dipping at the hip, always returning into a good defensive position as you're throwing your punches, right? Always in a recovery mode, because remember, they're not just going to stand there and let you hit them, they're going to be trying to fire back. So as you're getting in the ebb and flow and your rhythm and timing down, you want to be also returning to a good defensive position. Again, on the heavy bag, working your way through. Coming on that upward angle, and then from there, what you're ultimately trying to do is lift that chin up and then drop that left hook. So if I come through and I lift that chin and I rotate the hip to that left hook, again, covered, a good defensive posture. Rotation of the hip, everything that we've gone over thus far, the footwork, the rotation of the hips, the proper feet, slide in and out and everything, is the ebb and flow of the punches. That's your uppercut on the heavy bag. All right, continuing with the uppercut. Now, I've gone from the heavy bag to a live target instead of using the punch mitts, and I can show you real quickly on how to hold the punch mitts and things. But what we have here is someone in a defensive position, elbows in, and what I'm doing, as you saw on the heavy bag, now it's going to make more sense, as I'm dipping, I'm dropping, right, changing levels, and I'm going to follow this path right here in the sternum, from the abdomen to the sternum and straight up, and I want to elevate. When I land my punch, I want to lift the chin, if I can, right, striking, striking. Of course, that's going to create this. So everything's a setup. So if I can't get the uppercut in, well, then I'm going to go to my hooks, to my body. But ultimately, what I'm doing, I'm in here, I land the uppercut, and I want to come over the top and land that left hook. So when I hit, lift your chin slightly. My ultimate goal is this, all right, and then following through with this, okay? And I'm empty-handed. He's got no gloves on, nor do I. Just doing this for demo purposes, again, so you can see the path of travel of the empty hand, dropping the weight, dropping, 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 and as I'm striking, my goal is to lift, give me a better target, a setup. Boom, if he's resting up against the ropes or he's up against the wall, maybe we're in a street altercation or whatever, my goal is to lift that chin, give me a better target so I can drop hooks on either side when his hands are in a good defensive position. There's always going to be some gap here that I can play. If he's in that tight, well, good to go. Now I'm going to go to the body and work my way up and bring those elbows down, all right, by working those hooks to the body shot. But ultimately, the uppercut coming in, following that straight line, straight up the sternum, changing levels. Right, if you see the footwork, everything flows, and what I've done from day one, going from there, getting a good target. All right, that's your uppercut on a live target.